Hey guys, I was tagged by Marnie to do the secret diary of a YouTuber's tag, and I thought this would be a really fun, little informal, impromptu video. I can give you some behind the scenes information. Question number one is, how long have you been on YouTube? This is really funny. I automatically was gonna say 6 years. I feel like when people ask me that, that's automatically what I say. But now when I read this question, I had to stop and think about it, and it's actually been more than 7 years, almost 7 years. I started making them in 2007 because I remember it was right after I graduated from college and started my first job. I was still living back at my parents' house, and I did take like a little bit of a hiatus in the middle of it there. Thank you to those who have stuck with me through there. But then I came back and I've kind of been at it ever since. So yeah, it's definitely been more than 6 years, but I will say it hasn't felt like that long. When you think back to like how long 7 years is, it's a long time, and it doesn't feel like it's been that long. Number two is, at what point do you think you will stop? I often wonder this myself. I often wonder this about everybody on YouTube. I often wonder if, you know, YouTube's gonna be around forever. I feel like it will be, but as far as myself, I don't really know. I don't really have any intention on stopping. I don't have any plans to stop. I kind of thought that I maybe would have stopped once I had a baby because I just didn't know how I would be with managing time. But I'm still here, obviously, and I just really still enjoy it. I wouldn't still be here if I wasn't enjoying it. That's kind of why I stopped the first time, and I've always said the minute that it stops being fun and starts to feel like a job and not something I just like to do in my free time, that's when I would stop. So I don't know. I don't foresee when that happens. I will say life is getting a little bit crazier now that I do have a child to take care of, so I don't get to upload as often and film as frequently as I used to. I do still really enjoy it. I just don't have the time that I used to have. So I don't see myself stopping, maybe slowing down a little bit, not on purpose, just because of life happening. I feel like I go in spurts. Like there's like weeks and months that I just like crank out videos one after another. And then there's been like recently with summer and everything, I've been so busy. Literally, we've been doing things every day. Like since the weather got nice, because I think we were cooped up all winter, I get out of the house like every day. Anytime, anything, there is something going on outside, we go. Weekend trips, vacations. So like right now, YouTube isn't at the top of my priority list, but I still really enjoy it. And when I do have free time to myself, I want to sit down and film a video. So I don't know that I'll stop, but I might just slow down a little bit in the future just as life picks up and stuff happens. Okay. Number three, the best thing. There's so many things that are great about YouTube. The first thing that comes to mind, I think, is just the interaction that I get to have with thousands of people from all over the world and that have come from so many different backgrounds, and just getting to meet different people and hear different opinions. It's always fascinating to me that I will post a video and there will be so many different opinions about one thing that I talk about. And I appreciate that because it's nice to kind of see things in a different light, even if it's just about like a product or something. It's fascinating to me. I feel like I was very, not sheltered before, but like I had a very closed mind when it came to me starting videos. Like I feel like I lived in this bubble where I might have assumed that everyone thought and felt the way I did, but YouTube has really opened my eyes to the fact that people are so different. People have different values. People aren't afraid to give their opinions, especially when you're anonymous on the internet. But just getting to like realize that and see so many different aspects of a person that's really deep. It's getting really deep, and I don't mean it to be, but that's one thing. Obviously, I've made some amazing friends, which when I first started to tell people that, like, oh, I have this friend, like Marnie is a really good friend of mine. We talk probably weekly on the phone and text all the time. At first, people are like, you met a friend on the internet? Now it's like so normal to me. Like I talk to her sometimes more than I talk to my friends that I live really close to. And not only just fellow YouTubers that I've gotten friendly with, but actual viewers that I've gotten to meet and that I email back and forth and text all the time. Like it's so awesome, because if there wasn't YouTube, I would have never met some of these people. So that's really awesome. The fact that I get to have awesome companies and brands want to work with me and send me products and sneak peeks, and the fact that I get to like sometimes get products before they're even in Sephora, that's an awesome perk, I'm not even gonna lie. But I think just like as a whole, like it's just a very fun, rewarding thing. And I think the thing that tops the list though, I should have said this first, but over the years, the amount of messages and the kinds of messages that I receive from people, whether it's that they were in a really dark place in their life and they found my videos to be comforting and that it helped pull them out of that. I've gotten messages literally from people that have been laid up in a hospital bed, to people that went through like one of the worst breakups in their entire life, to people that literally like contemplated suicide, and they've just found my channel and like it's been a positive thing in their life. And that is probably the most flattering and the most inspiring and the most best compliment anybody could ever give me. So it blows my mind. But with that being said, I will say that I have certain friends and YouTubers that I watch for the same reason. When I'm not having a good day, or I want to feel better about something, or something bad happened, I look to those videos for comfort. So the fact that I can be that for somebody else feels really, really good. So I think that's the best thing, because I'm just sitting in like my room in my house. The fact that I can not only reach different people in all over the world, but that I can actually like have this emotional thing for them and help them through things is, without even really knowing it or meaning to, is like the best thing. The worst thing is the next question. I feel like a lot of people are going to answer this with like the internet bullies and the negativity. For me, it's not necessarily that. I don't face a lot of hate on my channel. Do I get the occasional comments that my eyebrows are too thick and that I put too much blush on and that I'm really annoying to listen to? Yeah, I get those comments like all the time. Everybody does. It's not those comments, because those they don't even affect me. I feel like the hardest thing is just being judged so easily by people that don't know you. You can put out a video about materialistic things and people presume to just know everything about you in that 10 minutes, and they think that they know who you are and they know the kind of person that you are. The comments that I would sometimes get, like if say I would post a Sephora haul video, I would sometimes receive comments like, you know, you could have changed other people's lives by donating that money that you spent at Sephora to a charity. Like, well, obviously, but at the same time, like, I'm not going to turn my camera on and tell you guys the charities that I donate to and how much I give to them and when I donate to them. Like, I wasn't raised to be like that, and I would never talk about that. So for people to assume that just because I'm shelling out money at Sephora means that I'm not shelling out money elsewhere, or like I think I used to get comments too like, you should be saving that money for your daughter's college fund. Like for people to just assume that because I'm shopping doesn't mean that I'm saving is a really bold assumption, and I feel like that can get frustrating for me because you are so easily judged, and I feel like people, they just think that they know so much about you when they really have like no idea. I think that's the hardest part. I'd say that's probably the hardest thing, is just like receiving so much criticism and judgments. It's one thing to receive criticism, but it's another thing to receive it from people that you don't know and that don't know you and that don't know the first thing about your life. They're only like forming their own opinions from watching a 10-minute video about makeup products. That's really hard. I feel like that's probably the worst thing. And when I read comments like that on other people's videos where people are so quick to like judge and like say things and assume things from that video, I just feel bad for that person, because you just have to take these kinds of videos with such a grain of salt, and I feel like sometimes people take them really seriously, and it's supposed to be fun and enjoyable, and I feel like when it starts to get like people are like nitpicking about things or maybe something that you said and they took it the wrong way, like I feel like that's probably the hardest part. Because you can't always explain yourself and defend yourself, and what you say in a video might not be how you meant it, and you're not good at editing, and things get twisted, and I think that could be really hard sometimes. Okay, that was a really long answer. Question number 5. How many thumbnail options do you usually take? At least 5, if I'm being honest. I mean, yeah, I take a lot of, it's like selfies. Like, who takes the first selfie and posts it because it's perfect? Probably no one. I mean, if you do, that's amazing, but that's not me. So yeah, I do take quite a few thumbnails. Number 6, YouTuber crush. If I was being honest with you, I don't watch videos as much as I used to anymore. but the one channel that does come to mind that I never miss a video is the What's Up Moms channel. And if you're not familiar with it, I'll put it in the description box below. It's 3 women, Elle, Brooke, and Meg, and they are mommies, and they each pick a different topic on a different day of the week, and they're always really short and sweet videos that are like jam-packed with tons of information, and they're edited in the most professional way, and they're just really good videos. Like I love Elle. She has her own channel. She's like an amazing director, producer. Like she's done amazing parodies that have gotten like millions of views. Like she was born to do the video thing. Like she's so creative. Brooke does a ton of DIYs, which are really interesting, and Meg always has like really good healthy like recipe or snack ideas or like food related things, which I really enjoy, and I love them. Like I said, they're usually under 5 minutes and chock full of a ton of information. So I don't always have the time anymore to watch, but those are usually my first ones. So I would kind of join that with the second question, which is who's on your collab wish list. I've never really done a collab video. I've never really thought about doing one. I just think because, again, like I don't have a lot of time myself to do it, so to collab with someone else I feel like would be unfair to them because I don't have the time. But if I had to pick a channel, and probably one of my very favorite channels to watch these days is the What's Up Moms channel. Okay, number 8, what are you wearing on your bottom half? I'm actually wearing short overalls, if you can see that. Usually though, I'm in leggings in the fall and winter, and jeans or shorts or pajama pants. Let's just be honest. Something comfortable. How long until you actually click record? Not long at all. I do not perfect and like make sure everything's perfect, and like it's crazy the amount of editing that I have to do because I don't have a lot of time to film. So usually when I get that time, like when Addison goes down for a nap, I'm like, okay, go. And I kind of like fix my hair as I'm going, or like repeat something that I tongue twisted, or like if I forgot to pull a product, I'll like go get it and come back and I'll leave the camera running, and then I just edit. So I kind of just click record and then hope for the best and edit hopefully well and make it look like it was completely more organized than it actually was. Number 10, how do you feel about the YouTube community / culture? I definitely feel like it's changed. I mean, I've been doing this for 7 years. I've changed in 7 years. Things are gonna change. However, I will say I miss the olden days. Like when I first started and there was no income in YouTube yet, and if there was, it wasn't that much. People weren't doing it as a living. They were just doing it because it was fun and enjoyable to them. And I feel like those people were more relatable and easier and more fun to watch. Ever since it became such a monetary thing, I feel like people have definitely changed. The quality of videos has definitely changed. I sometimes feel like you can tell when people are doing it as a job and not so much because they're really enjoying it and they're passionate about it anymore. So that makes me kind of sad, but at the same time, I get it. Like I feel like a lot of people give slack to YouTubers that do sponsored videos and collect money from doing reviews and things. At the same time, I often wonder, like, if somebody offered you money to review a product or test something out, I don't know how many people would say no to that. Personally, I have yet to do a sponsored video. I have yet to be paid to produce a video. Never say never. I feel like times have definitely changed. Brands and PR companies are becoming very smart in that they can still spend a good amount of money to advertise their products, but not nearly as much as that they would pay to produce a commercial on TV. So there's money to be offered. Money, I definitely think, changes people, so I definitely feel like it's changed in that aspect. The one other thing that I will say I miss is like the good old-fashioned tutorials, and I will say like tutorials in general have gotten so good over the years, but I think that's due to the fact that a lot of professional makeup artists are the ones doing it now, and it wasn't just like the girl next door doing a makeup tutorial in her bedroom. I personally really enjoyed those videos because I'm not a professional makeup artist, and I feel like when I was watching somebody else that I knew wasn't a professional, it made it look easier and it made it look more achievable for me. When I watch these professional makeup artist tutorials, they make it look so easy, and I'm like, I could never recreate that. I could never do that. So I do miss that. I don't feel like a lot of people that aren't professional makeup artists do like tutorials anymore. It's more just like hauls and reviews and things. So I do really miss that. I will say though, as a community, I think it's great. I feel like we are a united front when it comes to really like understanding everything as a whole. Like everybody has each other's back. We all know what we go through as far as like how long it takes to film and edit and upload and the amount of comments we respond to and the amount of time that it goes into it. I feel like we all get that. We also understand when we do get the negative comments and we kind of can make each other feel better about it. And I feel like with respect to fellow YouTubers and the community as a whole, I think it's an awesome place. And I've said it from day one, like it's the only place I feel like that I've been able to really like appreciate so many different women and so many of their different backgrounds. It's not a place, I feel like in real life, women are very judgmental and hard on one another and women don't stick together like they should. And I feel like on YouTube, even if it's through materialistic things like makeup and cosmetics, we are just very close. And it's nice because we all have each other's backs. And I just wish the world was more like that in real life. Unfortunately, it's not, but that's one thing I really feel like keeps me going. It's just knowing that like if you need anything as far as like support goes, you can reach out to any YouTuber and like they'll totally know how you feel because they've been there and they know how to make you feel better, and I think that's awesome. Number 11, what's your secret to a successful channel? I actually get this question a lot from people that are wanting to start new channels. I always say the same thing. I always respond the same way. Number 1, be yourself. People will watch you if they can feel like they can relate to you. They're not going to watch you if they feel like you're a robot or somebody that's not real. And I just feel like you'll get more viewers from people, like real people. They want to relate to you and they want to have stuff in common with you. So definitely be yourself. Don't sell yourself out for any amount of money. It's not worth it. And number 2 is have fun. Duh. Like, why else would you do this? I don't think anybody should set out to start making videos with the intent on like becoming rich and hitting it big. Like, it's hard to do that. People have done it, but it's not easy. If it was easy, like everybody's channels would be like Michelle Phan's channels. Like, it's just reality. So just do it for the right reasons. And I think the third thing I would say is just interact and don't lose the interaction. Like, that's one thing that I really still try really hard to do is like respond to comments, respond to emails. I might get to them late, but my theory has always been better late than never. Even if I'm responding to your comment 3 weeks later, at least I'm responding. And I think that's really important. People want to know that you're real, and that if they have a question they want to ask you or question about your video or whatever, they want to be able to feel like they can talk to you and like you're a real person and like a friend in their real life. I love feeling like that for a lot of people. I love the interaction, so I feel like that's a huge part of my channel, and I always encourage other people when they're starting to like hold on to that and don't lose sight of it. And number 12, who do you tag? I hate this question. Anybody that makes videos is more than welcome to do this. I never like calling people out, singling people out. So if you make videos, you are tagged. I hope that you guys enjoyed this video, and I hope that you enjoyed getting a little bit more of insight in my brain. Thank you for watching, and I'll talk to you later. Bye!